Softball 605. We're here with UIC Bob Billotto of Eureka here at the South Dakota Amateur Softball Association State Slowpitch Tournament. Everything going okay so far?
So far it's gone great. The weather is cooperating and hopefully it continues.
Well, the sun's shining, but this nice breeze is helping, isn't it?
It's very, very nice. The breeze is a godsend.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been an umpire and working as a UIC, Bob?
Well, I started as an umpire about 35 years ago, 34, 35. And as a UIC, I was the assistant UIC here at the youth tournaments for the last 3 years, and this is my first go-around as the head man. So
35 years, but you're a newbie this year, right?
That's correct, Carol. That's right.
So what made you decide you wanted to become an umpire and get involved with youth slow pitch?
Well, to be honest with you, I played the game, and when I started to realize on the weekends it was costing me a lot more money than I was able to make, I figured, well, I'll buy this stuff and enjoy myself as much. It's the next best thing to playing.
Yeah. And
for 30-some years, that's what I did. My extremities, knees, and stuff like that haven't allowed me to umpire much anymore, but still the camaraderie with the umpires. I've been doing the youth tournament since its inception, 26 years now. You know, so I started as an umpire just like any of these other guys, and I went from doing that to UIC 3 years ago, as I said, and then to the youth Umpire-in-Chief.
Well, and there's a lot of ways you can give back to the game that you love, isn't there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As I said, it's the next best thing to playing. You can have camaraderie with the coaches, especially in the youth, with the coaches. But you know, I did a lot of men's softball and women's softball, and just the camaraderie on the dime. They know who you are, and as long as you know what you're doing and that your decision making is up to par, they respect you, and that's why I like doing it, because I did it pretty well.
Yeah. Well, obviously, when you become a UIC, that means people have some confidence in you to get to that point. So if someone's interested in becoming a slow pitch umpire, Bob, what should they be doing?
Well, one of the things that we encourage is, in order to make it to a state tournament, like the Junior Olympic tournament here, you have to go to a state school. We have a state school in different parts of the state. This last April, it was in Aberdeen, but it's been in Aberdeen and Watertown and Sioux Falls and Rapid City, Mitchell, Pierre. I went to one in Pierre a number of years ago. So what we try to encourage is that you get to know the rules, and one of the reasons for the state school is so the mechanics are the same. If somebody puts their arm up, that's an out, and you know, and the stave calls are all the same across the state. The umpires, that way, not only do the umpires know, but the fans in the stands know what an out is, and okay, he just called that a strike. You may not be able to hear it, but you can tell what he called.
The exaggerated moves, right?
Yeah, exactly. The mechanics which are important. Plus, you know, I was just talking last night to an individual. We were talking about the Major League Baseball and how they said when instant replay came in, it was going to show how much the umpires missed. Well, when instant replay came in, it actually showed how much the umpires, how good they are, and they get 95% of the calls right. If you're in the right position, you're going to make the calls more often than you're going to miss the calls. And so that's the one thing. I go to a major league game, I don't watch the players so much, I watch where the umpires are positioned. Yeah. You know, so that's one of the things. If somebody wanted to get into the game, I'd say you got to go to the state school, you got to know where you got to be positioned, and you got to know what the mechanics are. Now,
do you have to go to the state school every year?
No, every 4 years is the requirement in order to continue to work state tournaments. So, you know, as long as, and usually it rotates around the state, so if it's in Aberdeen this year, in 4 years it'll probably be in Aberdeen again. So those, you know, you don't have to usually travel too much out of town to get to a state school.
Well, I think there would be some advantage in going to state school out of town, so you could be with some other umpires from other parts of the state.
Yeah, well, that's true, although I will say this, that many of the umpires that were in Aberdeen this year came from Rapid City, from Watertown, from Pierre. They went there. So it's, yeah, there were a lot of Aberdeen umpires. I knew that. I'm the president of the Aberdeen Visiting Association, but there were still a lot of umpires from out of town that are here today.
Yeah, I think if you're going to be working tournaments together, it'd be nice to be getting your education together.
Which is, again, another thing that you get to see other umpires from other parts of the state and to know them on a first-name basis, which is nice.
Teams have to get together once in a while, right?
Right, exactly. Not either, and there are 3 teams every time you go on the diamond. There's the 2 teams that are playing and the umpires.
Yep, and people sometimes forget that. And, you know, talking about missing calls, it seems in any sport, the fans, the teams, they may see things differently than the officials, but we have to remember that we usually have a bias.
Oh yeah, well, there's no question about it. Rose-colored glasses come in all different sizes, and you know, I've missed my share, but you like to think that you made a lot more close ones and made them right than missed them.
And every official I've ever talked to, all they're interested in doing is giving the kids the best game they can.
Sure, absolutely. That's what last night at the umpires meeting, that's what I told them. I said, you know, let's give them 100%. I've been in your shoes. I've been where you are, so I know how difficult it can be sometimes when the game is out of hand, but you're being paid to do it and give the kids the best you can.
Well, Bob, thanks so much for taking time with us at Softball 605. I want to wish you and your team the best of luck. Hope everybody stays hydrated and well rested.
Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Rep the 605 with Softball 605 apparel from our clothing partner, Dakota Lettering. Just click on the store banner on the Softball 605 website to see a wide variety of styles and colors. Want more options? Visit the store for an almost unlimited variety. Softball 605 Clothing. Represent.